I want to thank everybody for watching Crypto Revolution. We talk about everything crypto daily. Before we jump into this video, I want to ask you guys, smash a like button for me, subscribe to the channel, jump in right into the market. Today in crypto, Bitcoin pullback. Remember, I'm giving away $500 in Bitcoin at the end of this video, and then we're going to do it again in a week for a chance to win next week's giveaway. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment in the comment box. Boom, free Bitcoin. This is a Bitcoin weekly chart. I want you to focus on this yellow line, this horizontal line. And if we zoom in to this area, I want to show you something interesting. And so you can see these are weekly candle closes. The price action here, this candle closed above this level. All these other candles closed above it. This candle closed above it. This candle closed above it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks above this trend line. We just had a weekly candle close below it and then move to the downside. Understand there's no patterns to show here, but the significance of the actual levels of the candle closes is important. Now we have to look at the next level down here, 32,000. If 32,000 doesn't hold and we close a weekly below that, I mean, you have to consider some more downside. 29,000, 26,600 is a 618 fib level. At some point, Bitcoin's going to bounce and we're going to buy into that strength and we're all going to make a ton of money. Some of these altcoins didn't get the Bitcoin memo. Like, hey, we're supposed to pull back. Now, it's been choppy and it hasn't been easy, but like some of these altcoins are outperforming, and I just want to go over some ideas that'll help you find these patterns and these setups and these ideas. CME futures 1 hour chart. Last night after yesterday's video, I posted in the trading group. Let me just show you real quick. Make sure go over to TikTok and check me out over there, cryptobitcoinchris. I can upload these videos real quick. Bitcoin CME futures 1 hour chart. If you see this little green box right here, CME futures are closed on the weekends, right? And so you get these gaps in the price action. And last time, the gap was below the price action, and the price action pulled back and filled the gap. All right, so right now, see that little green gap? There's a gap below the price action. This is a potential bearish retest of this break to the downside that gave us this $29,000 measured move. If the bulls cannot break back into this pattern, you're looking for downside continuation. Just to follow up with yesterday's idea, you can see the gap to the downside did get filled. The bulls got rejected here. Break below the support level, which has happened. More downside. I mean, potentially you could see a move down here to the lower trend line. Bulls need a bounce here about 31,500. Like a lot of times when you don't get very good reads on regular spot Bitcoin charts, like sometimes you can get a second opinion. The hidden bearish divergence played out here. Now, the bulls need a bounce at this support level, potentially double bottom here or a lower low. The RSI is approaching oversold, so it might get some type of bounce, and then, do you get another pullback, downside continuation down here, and then a bulls need a bounce here around, like we talked about, 31,500. So I've got some amazing shout outs to give in my trading group. This person's up $11,800 in 2 weeks. This person pulled $1,432 on Luna. He said, I probably took profits too soon. Listen, you will not lose taking profits, right? You might miss opportunities, but you have to pay yourself. Don't forget to pay yourself. SLP run-up was amazing. He made $3,850 on a single trade. Huge. The bottom line is this. I will make sure you're in the best, most profitable trading setups, period. You do not want to look back a year from now at this point in crypto and say, man, I should have made the most of it. I should have taken advantage of this opportunity. Learn to trade. It will change your life. Watch. Right now, if you go to the website, cryptorev.net, pay with cryptocurrency, you get 50% off if you pay for 6 months or if you pay for the year. With the year, you get an additional month for free. If you do want to pay with a card month to month, there is a monthly credit card option. If you look in the description of this video, there's a link to take you directly to the website. If you have any questions for me, you can email me, cryptobitcoinchris@gmail.com. These are some recent trades that we've had in the group. 47% out of sushi, 115% out of comp, 42%, 41%, 53%, 69% KMD. And I talked to you guys about this in a YouTube video. All right, so yesterday's YouTube video, we talked about this idea. And sometimes we just have to make this simple, not complicated, draw some trends. So there's a school of traders that think that the patterns on the RSI are more valid than what you see on the price action, right? And so these are rising wedges, right? Rising channels. I just only drew the lower trend line. When the lower trend line breaks, you're looking for downside out of the price action. Same thing here. Lower trend line breaks, downside out of the price action. Same thing here. Lower trend line breaks, downside out of the price action. Right? A lot of times you'll get the breakdown on the RSI before the actual price action, so you can front run your trades or knowing when to take profits based on this idea. So I talked to you guys about this. 8,000 people saw this yesterday. Here it is, the RSI right now. Clearly Bitcoin broke to the downside based on this idea. If you look at previous price action out of Bitcoin, all these breaks lower, you could have potentially front run by selling before the breakdown. This will help you tremendously. This chart shows all exchanges whale ratio. So the relative size of the top 10 inflows to all the exchanges. So the number increased means an increase in selling pressure from the whales. It could be used for altcoin purchasing or derivative trading, depending on the exchanges. But we've seen when we've been at these levels, so here we are now up here, right? Whales are ready. They're not trying to ride this downtrend. Whales are ready here, pull back. Whales are ready here, pull back. Whales are ready here, pull back. Whales are ready here. Here we are. Now, we're going to talk about the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust unlock, what it means for the crypto market. Is it going to dump Bitcoin? Are we about to see a major market sell-off? So this is the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust unlock. And so it's called GBTC. If you're an institutional accredited investor on the stock market, you can buy GBTC. And it doesn't always match the price. It really doesn't hardly ever match the price of Bitcoin. There was no unlocking between these periods. Okay, and this shows that the price action didn't do anything while nothing was being unlocked. The GBTC makes an easy way for institutional investors that want to be exposed. They want Bitcoin exposure, but they don't want to handle the setup. They don't want custody. They don't want any of the hassle that goes along with like security. You're holding your own keys, and they don't want to deal with the risk. And that's why they buy GBTC. So you have this huge trust with tons of Bitcoin held in it, other altcoins as well. And it's important. Let's talk about this article real quick. So there's an unlocking that's going to happen. There's a sizable portion of these GBTC shares that are scheduled to be released later this month on July the 18th. About 16,240 Bitcoin worth, over 550 million at current prices. They were locked 6 months ago. So when you buy GBTC, you have to hold it for a minimum of 6 months, right? The unlocking period is up. So if you bought GBTC 6 months ago, you're at a point where on July the 18th, you'll be able to sell. And I've heard a lot of disparity in how this works, but to me, it would seem a lot of people are arguing like, hey, the GBTC, the trust holds all this Bitcoin regardless. But if people dump 16,000 Bitcoin, right? If they sell all the GBTC, right? Is Grayscale just going to hold that Bitcoin? And so JP Morgan, they predicted investors are going to likely liquidate their shares because there's a huge change in sentiment dealing with Bitcoin right now. If you just think about all the negative stuff that's come out, China cracking down on mining, energy concerns from Elon Musk. I mean, just things that changed. So the market's not 6 months ago, the market was completely different. Right? I mean, the question is, if they bought here, are they going to sell here? What happened was GBTC shares, like I said, they don't match the price of Bitcoin, right? They started trading at a discount against spot prices after the last unlock period. Now, this forced large holders to stop selling, perhaps waiting for GBTC to start trading at a premium again. So we'll have to wait and see. Now, just want to emphasize this. This is the biggest GBTC shares unlock in a single day this year. This is not the first time this has happened. So from their perspective, they're saying that it may not affect the price of Bitcoin. So we're going to see. On the 18th of July, we're going to find out. I've seen people on Twitter talking about better be on the sidelines for this. A lot of things on an economic scale globally that have changed. I want to talk to you real quick about some of these altcoins. And so most of you guys, I'm talking about these altcoins, and a lot of people just don't see it. See how you kind of got this parabolic curve? There's more entry ideas to this. And a lot of times, because Bitcoin's been so choppy, we've been buying the retests, or basically the move back down to this level, and we've seen explosive price action. So SLP, I mean, again, it broke out, pulled back, double bottom, and it's just exploded. Actually now forming a falling wedge, 68% chance this breaks higher, but Bitcoin has to work with us. Altcoins are bottoming. These altcoins are bottoming. So what does this mean? Like, they're starting to reverse their trends. Falling wedge, by the breakout of this level, boom. Like, this thing went crazy, 53% profits. But what's nuts is you had about a 42% run up. And when I talk about buying the retest, I mean, imagine you buy into this, you get 42% profits. There's some bearish divergence down here on the RSI that would have gave you a sell signal here. And then you get a huge retrace, probably a 35% retrace. But it comes back down to this same level, and then it retests at 200, and it takes right back off again. This price action moves in waves, right? And so I've been in trades before where I'm down 30%, and then I finish up 80%. And so when you're making these trades on these altcoins, you got to be in the right coins for sure. When you're making these trades on these altcoins, you have to understand, like, it's okay to buy a breakout, sell, take profits, and then look for re-entry if you get a bullish bounce. And one thing you have to consider is when these coins are bottoming, this starts out as like an ascending triangle. After it breaks out and it retests, it comes back to this exact same level. See, I was talking about support pullback is a good entry. Right? It starts taking off, and you're looking for the move not only higher, but back down here, right? Back down here. And then essentially, if you get a bounce here, you're looking for another bounce to the upside, right? It's coming back down here, and it's retesting this level. The strongest group of buyers is sitting right here waiting. If Bitcoin cooperates, looking for another move. And now, so what this is forming, like, there's only so many patterns you get when this happens. If you don't get something that's playing out in your favor, you just skip it and you find the next one. Right? So in this situation, you got this rising broadening wedge. So if you get a bounce here, you're looking for a move up to 20 cents out of CHR. And this is an NFT token. And so these basic ideas, if you don't know, just like anything, like if I was going to do your job, what you do for a living, I wouldn't have a clue. But if you sat down and you showed me some basics, I could probably do a lot better in a short period of time. And that's how trading works. Like, you don't have to be a pro at this. Just understand, like, there's more ways to enter these coins than just like buy here, sell here. Right? AMD. So I made a YouTube video on this idea for you guys. Talk to you how I found this setup from way back here. And then this is just an updated scalp trade idea. But again, you have this. See how you have this rising channel? There's a rising channel in there. This is just a lower trend line, but if you imagine there's another parallel here, and I'll show you. KMD, after what's happening is there's a 68% chance this rising wedges, 68% chance. It's supposed to break lower. This is supposed to break lower. When it goes against the probabilities, you get parabolic upside. Look at this. This thing went crazy. And then you see the double bottom. We talk about these, you guys probably maybe know them as W patterns, and then you get more upside. So what happens is it comes back down, it retests this, and then it's trying for another push higher if Bitcoin will cooperate. You know, this is really interesting to see these patterns developing because they are bottoming patterns, right? Bottoming. And if you can imagine this thing on some higher time frames, let me just clean this up real quick. I mean, this thing looks like some type of massive cup and handle. Look at this. So just understand, like, they start out as these tiny patterns down here, but they turn into, and in the future, I'll joke about, oh, it's cup season. And these altcoins, some of them are trying to bottom. These DeFi coins, these NFTs, and like some of the smaller caps have had this crazy upside. One more. This is Dodo. This is a setup I posted, and you got clear double bottom, right? Being started. Obviously, you know, it's up 41% since we started buying into it, but understand this idea, same thing, right? Rising, broadening wedge, right? See that? And then you want, the way this price action works, right? You got your low, your high. This is a higher low. This low is actually lower. Then you put in a higher low, so it formed this triangle. That broke higher. But when it comes back down here and it retests this order block, that's where all the buyers, like all the other traders, are thinking, hey, if I can get into this right here, I'm going to put buy orders right here. If I can get into this right here, I'm going to put buy orders right here. But if this thing breaks out and bounces sooner right here, based on this resistance level, which was previous support, previous support, previous support, previous support, previous support, previous, right? So this is strong support here. This thing breaks out to the upside, you'll get that crazy parabolic price action, just like we saw out of these other coins that took off, KMD, like Moon Mission. So just understand, like there's this price action has to be. My success rate on these altcoin setups is going to increase exponentially. You have to wait for this market structure to get printed. For example, like these measured moves are all based on measures of the original patterns, right? I mean, so essentially if you're looking for, well, where's this going to end up at, right? You're using these original patterns to find these measured moves, and you need these patterns to develop. I mean, this is kind of cup and handle-ish right here. Pay attention to this idea. The altcoins that have taken off and exploded and are moving first are doing so for a reason. There's a bunch of big whales that are bored with Bitcoin and they're pumping money into these altcoins. Or these coins have fundamental news ideas, or they're strong fundamentally. Whatever the reason, not discount the coins that you see. If it's Moon Edition up 50%, you guys remember AXS? I mean, that thing went up 350% in a couple weeks. Crazy, right? A coin goes up 50%. There's a reason why it would, and then everybody's FOMOing in. They want to buy the greenest coins. Retail does, right? And so you're going to get huge moves higher, and you're looking for entry on the retraces to support. This one idea will change the game completely. $500 Bitcoin giveaway. We're going to this video and we're going to pick this person right here. Roman Hilton. Roman Hilton, $500 in Bitcoin. Boom. Let's go. In this comment, Roman, leave your email address and I'll send you an email and contact you about getting your BTC address, and we'll get you that $500 in Bitcoin. Boom. Congratulations. We're going to do this again in a week, guys. Subscribe, comment, like the video. I'll see you guys tomorrow.